Hi Trisha.
Hi, sir.
Okay, so today we will be learning about the force moves in a game. Okay, so in a chess there are
Okay.
some moves called force moves, which is called a check, capture, and threat. Okay, and can you see the board?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, can you find the difference on the board?
So, what? One queen is not there.
Okay, white doesn't have a queen, but black has all the pieces, right? But this game
Yeah.
happened between one of the best players actually, and I would say it's a challenging match between the two grandmasters. One grandmaster doesn't have a queen, another grandmaster has a queen. Okay, but can you guess who can win the game?
Yes, sir.
So the black has more chances of winning the game because of the he has a queen with him, right? But let's
Yeah.
before begin the game, let's find out the strategies for the white and the black. So the white strategy is a simple one. He already
E4,
doesn't
E5.
he already doesn't have a queen. Okay, we're not talking about a move. He doesn't have a queen. The simple strategy is that is not supposed to exchange any more pieces. But what black's supposed to do it? He's supposed to go for exchanges and
Yes.
go for the end game with the queen because that the queen is extra queen for him, and he can have an easy checkmate from there. That is what the both the sides are strategies. The white has a different strategy, the black has a different strategy. Okay, they both started a game and they start with the normal and regular move which you always play e4 and e5. Okay, what white responded with this after e5? The first, whenever you're starting a game, very important thing you have to remember is when you're doing the opening, the principles of the opening. You know, what are the principles you have to follow? The first thing is that development. The second is controlling the center. The controlling the center. The first of all, the center is like this one, e4 and e4, e5 and d4, d5. These four squares called the center. Whenever you're choosing a move from the beginning, we always have to have a pieces towards the center so you can control it. So you got his knight, and which is played towards the center and is also attacking the black pawn. Now the black pawn is in a trouble. And the black responded with a good move. He played knight to c6 and he was defending the pawn. Well, and white got his bishop out. And look at this again. He's developing a piece and also controlling the center. Okay, now black got his knight, another knight to f6. The both have got two pieces out, and they both have got the pieces to the center. And the white has got one more piece, which is the knight c. Now, black realized something, and he felt that, oh my god, what I'm doing it, I'm already a queen up. So what I have to do now, I have to just go and kill all other pieces. Let's make exchanges. Then I'm gonna win the game so easily. So he felt that, and he decided to go for the exchanges, Trisha, and he played a knight to a5. Okay, now can you tell me what is this knight doing by going to the corner?
Attacking the bishop.
Perfect. He's attacking the bishop. But you know why we got a knight from b8 to c6 pressure? We, we got the knight from here to there to defend the pawn on e5, right? The
Yeah.
moment we took the knight to a5, what just happened, you know? He lost the
Capture.
pawn. He lost the pawn, right? If in case
Yeah.
if the knight goes and take the bishop, and we can simply
We
take it
will
off.
take.
We will take, and we are making exchange. In that, white won the pawn on e5. That's a good way to go. Okay, but he didn't go for it. You know, the person who played from the black pusher, very, very greedy. He doesn't want to lose the pawn also. You know what he did? He come out with a plan which is knight into e4. Knight into e4, that's a good one. Very good plan. What is he trying to do with this? And it's looked like a free knight. What do you say, Trisha? Is it a free knight? There are no other pieces who are defending the knight. Is it a free knight?
Yes, sir.
But not a free knight. Trisha, there is a plan behind this. You know what black is looking for it? When you do knight into knight, you will kill our bishop with his knight. Then we have no choice killing it back with our knight, right? Now the two knights are in the same rank. You know what? Black can play a smart move. You can find an attack to both the knights. Is there a way you can attack both the knights?
Yes, sir.
What is that move can attack both the knights, Visha?
Pawn d5.
That's a brilliant one. Well done. When you play d5, the pawn is attacking both the knights. If I save this one, and then I have to say bye-bye to this.
Yeah.
If I save this one here by moving it, then I lose another one. So this is what exactly the black wants. Black wants to exchange it. But when I come back to few moves, okay, when he played this and White got to know that he wants to go for exchanges, he said that I'm not going to take it. He played this simple d3. And he offered him to go and take it, but he didn't take it and he moved it here. That was a big mistake he played. He should have gone for exchanges, but he didn't do it. And he won't believe it, the game is already lost. White won the game already. If you see that, what is the winning in this? Can you find what grandmaster have seen after playing other person played a knight to c5? You already saw a win. Can we find, we both together, can we find what win the grandmaster has, we find it in this.
Knight f7.
No, we're not doing knight f7. Knight f7 is a small, it's a fork, but we're not winning any material. When you do knight f7, we can play queen check, however a block, and he's gonna save that rook. We're not getting anything, right? And we are gonna apply the simple rule of finding the force moves. The force moves are, the first priority for our force move is a check. The second one is a capture. The third one is attack. Okay, first, what is the first priority of looking for the first move? What is the first one we look for? Is a check. Well done. Okay, let's find out the checks here. Can you find any check, Trisha?
Sir, bishop
Yeah.
s7.
Bishop f7. Very good. After this check, the king has to come down. Okay, let's look for more checks. What is the next check we have?
Sir, bishop g5.
Very good one. Bishop to g5. Now the king has to come to d6. Has no choice again. Now let's find more checks.
Yeah.
So can we do with a knight?
Knight b5.
Brilliant one. Knight to b5 and it gives the check. But black can kill our knight. That's fine. We still have lots of checks. So we can take the king all the way to down towards your pieces and you can find the mate. What is the next check we have?
Sir, pawn push f4.
Very good. Look at it. What we're doing it, we're just only finding a force move, right? Now the king comes to f5. What is the next force move? And how are you going to trouble the king even more?
Then knight b4.
Excellent. Then king comes to g4. What is next? And what is the next check?
Pawn push h3.
Brilliant again. Now king comes to g3. Now look at it. The king, the old man, slowly walking towards your side. Now we need to find one more check.
Then knight e2.
Knight e2. Very good. Another king takes the pawn. Now look at the position of the king, Trisha. The king is in the place on g2. And if you see from here now, the king has no other way to go from here, right? So the king cannot go up because of a knight. The king cannot move here because of the rook and he can't kill the pawn because of this. Right now, the king can be at this place or the king can go here. These are only two squares the king has right now, right? Can we find a way to Attack these two squares, F3 and G2, and it will be a mate. And which piece of yours can do that job?
Sir, rook F1.
Rook F1 cannot control G2 and F3. So if you want to control this, and you have to attack from diagonal way. Which piece can move diagonally?
Sir, bishop
Yeah, that's right.
B5.
Bishop to B5. After playing a bishop to B5 check, now the king is in a trouble. The king is trying to escape and can't make it here, can't make it there because of the knight, and can't even kill our rook. Oh my god, every door is closed to the king, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but the only move he has is right now is blocking the check by the knight. Look at this one, Fisher. So he got his knight on the way to block the check, but that cannot be a stop. Can you still go ahead without check and find the mate?
Sir, bishop cross E4.
That's it. After this, what just happened to the king? And it's a checkmate. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a checkmate. Now see how beautifully the white played, and he dragged the king all the way down, and it took, he went for the mate. Let me just show you the moves back again, and you will find what brilliance has happened in this game. He played a bishop. All is started from here. And what white has got, everything is a check, right? And every move that he managed to get a check. So that's how we got the mate done. So bishop into f7 check, king comes down, bishop check, king comes down. Every move was a check. This is so good. And here and check, and here and check. Every move is a check. This is how we blocked, and the game is over. That's a brilliant one. Okay, now what we have learned from this game, Trisha, we learned something to find the first moves, right? Can you repeat
Yeah.
which moves called as the first moves in chess?
Check, capture, and threat.
Right. Whenever you're playing a game, you have to make sure these are the moves you always look for, okay? When you're making a move, look for the check. And if there is no check, then you have to look for the capture. If there is no capture, and look for the threat. So if you're finding these in your moves, in every move, you are playing a brilliant game. You got it?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, great. Well done, Risha. You have done a great job in this game. And you really answered well.
Okay, sir.